water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the
Fuck off, Black Avatar Dragon attacked and killed everyone. Hello, my fellow hunters. I have a question that's occurred to me here on the dawn of the Iceborne beta! And that question is, what the hell happened to Oroshi Kirin and Alatreon? And you may be like, well, why those two? What the hell happened to Zelda's Queen and Bloody Najarala? Yeah, what the hell happened to them? But no, if you remember way back in the dawn of Monster Hunter World, there was a leaked list of monsters that was proven time and time again to be accurate. It predicted and got Kulve correctly, and essentially things were steadily just appearing on it. It got Lunastra 2, and it just had the release schedule. It kind of didn't get Behemoth, which was the first time it slipped up, but that was a crossover, and that's easily explained, well, as such. But on that leaked list, there was Oroshi Kirin, and there was Alatreon. And what we do know is that the development of Iceborne essentially began as soon as the development of World was finished, which means they were working on Iceborne when that list was leaked. Which means it might very much have been including some early planned monsters for Iceborne. And look, the purpose of this video is I'd be like, oh, we might get the Frost Kirin in Iceborne. Gee, you think? But at the same time, it is curious, because it was very strange to hear that Arch 7 Gigante was going to be the last new entry into base world, because there was no reason to doubt that Alatreon and Oroshi Kirin would make a showing of themselves. So when you look to head to Iceborne, how likely are they? How are they going to see themselves settling in? And, well, Alatreon, if he hadn't have literally taken a page out of Avatar's book and...
But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Then he would have been an incredible final challenge before Iceborne, right? The final event is a black dragon being drawn to die in the new world, and we have to tackle him. The ultimate proof of a hunter before tackling master rank, defeating Alatreon himself, the master of the elements, the blazing black dragon, he who brings apocalyptic weather by just existing. But, again, that honor fell to Arch-Tempered Nergy to be our final challenge, which is okay, I suppose.
RageGamingVideos does not like tone of your voice.
Well, someone's a bit prickly. Good times, good times. But no, I honestly strongly do harbour the suspicion that Oroshi Kirin and Alatreon then are going to be showing themselves in Iceborne. It just makes so much sense. Oroshi Kirin is easy. It's an ice monster to begin with, and a subspecies of an existing implemented monster. They are easy to do, and are a nice way to fill out the roster. And yes, a lot of the time a subspecies isn't that interesting. Rathian but pink has never really stirred excitement truly in my soul, but at the same time, element swap subspecies tend to be the very best. For example, I hold Glacial Ignactor to be the shining gold star standard of subspecies, because he truly is an interesting monster in his own right, and again is something that I would love to see in Iceborne. Even without base Ignactor, he's just fantastic. And, well, Kirin swapping from lightning to ice is just as interesting, and Oroshi Kirin's attacks are gorgeous. And now, the thing is that really kinda cinches this for me, is we have seen Shrieking Legiana. We have seen the frost animations that have on her attacks. We've seen the frosty animations at least a little bit on Velkhana's attacks. But more specifically, Shrieking Legiana, the way it flaps and sends waves of spiking up frost, that is very Oroshi Kirin. So you could argue, well, that means we're not going to get it then. It's just going to be too similar to Shrieking's attacks. But at the same time, it looks like essentially they have the type of ice effects done and dusted that would be Oroshi Kirin, because he has beautiful sweeping ice attacks just like that. That's totally how I could see them look in World. It's a slight color palette swap, and there you go. It's such a nice way to give a meaningfully interesting, challenging, and unique subspecies, shove it in, not the craziest amount of work, and, you know, Bob's your uncle. That's a nice little new monster. It's a gorgeous monster as well. I love the prettiness of Oroshi Kirin's attacks, and I can see it just being incredible in World. So that one, I mean, I think the evidence points. And then, of course, Alatreon. Now, Alatreon is all of the elements, and we know we're getting multiple combat maps in Iceborne, but only one, you know, map, Hoarfrost Reach. So, what do you need a combat map for? Your endgame monster, the Xeno'jiiva, so that Xeno Elder Recess arena. Now, this is where it kind of breaks down a little bit, because there's so much heavily hinting towards Fatalis. And do we really think we're going to be in a world where we get both Fatalis and Alatreon in Iceborne? I think Alatreon is more likely to be added as a later monster, and again, they have said they already have those planned. They are going to be doing that, and they are going to take what we want on board and see how our, you know, please give this monster pipes up, and then they're going to give us, well, the one that makes sense based on what we want. And Alatreon is totally something that is incredibly popular for good reason. He's incredible. So I could totally see a world, in which, that was such a casual Either way, I could see a world in which Fatalis is the end boss of the main standard base Iceborne campaign, and then Alatreon comes later. I could finally see them start to implement Black Dragons, because it's weird to have a G-rank, Master Rank game without that end-all, be-all monster. It's weird not having that Black Dragon. Granted, I would adore a completely new one. I really would. Even if that turns out to be adult Xeno. But again, the ice animations are there, the ice attacks are there, so that's that covered on Alatreon. The thunder and fire, we have them aplenty. It's harder to just point at an example of, yeah, okay, that's why we'll get that one compared to Orochi, but at the same time, it's hard to deny this list has been so accurate, and it's hard to deny that Iceborne and its plans were known, or at least starting to be formed back then. It could be that Orochi and Alatreon were the first two concrete ones, and they hadn't decided on the other monsters returning yet, and that's why they made that list. It was just a general, alright, we want to bring these monsters, which ones make sense for now, which one makes sense for Iceborne, and that could very well have gone down like that, but it was just something that got brought up to me the other day, and I was like, yeah, that is actually quite curious. What did happen to Orochi and Alatreon? Now, obviously, this leak list could have been completely fake and just randomly guessed Kulve and Lunastra. Who knows, but it's hard to deny the spooky accuracy that it held all the way up until Behemoth. So what do you guys think? Are you really, like, would you be sad without Oroshi Kirin? I feel like most of you wouldn't, although he is very pretty, but Alatreon, I feel like that is something that most are going to want. And the thing is, we have got a lot of third-gen monsters. They've really been drawing from that pool. There's every chance we get Giganox, honestly, as I've talked about in another video. So, you know, Alatreon that was introduced then as the big bad Black Dragon endgame, what a perfect time to bring him into the fold in Iceborne. I would absolutely love that. Hell, have Velkhana calling her flock of Legiana because she's having this little war with Alatreon. Let's just go crazy. Let's just make that happen. That's just what it needs to be. I don't know. Who knows? Not me, but it's definitely food for thought, and I'd love your guys' opinion on that. I really, really would. So, yeah, look out for plenty of beta Iceborne videos coming up, pro and noobs, all of that fun times. Oh, and also they totally added a few Xenoga things to various stores and various pages of the official website recently. So, perhaps the next trailer's going to end in a little bit of a lightning flash, and wouldn't that be something special? Though, goddamn, give me Brachadios. Either way, I hope you had a little bit of fun with this, and I will see you very soon. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, hit the bell. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.